Crypto Kids, in exactly 4.5 hours' time, the price of Bitcoin, if remaining over $69,000, will successfully break over the 200 daily moving average. When that was true in 2023, the bear market was finito and the bull market had started. In 2019, same story, bear market concluded and bull markets commenced. If we are over 69K, does it mean that the four-year cycles are abandoned? What do I do with my positionings? And how about the $500,000 trade, Crypto Kids? All of these questions are going to be answered on today's video. Watch until the end. I want to talk about XRP. If you're in the Crypto Kids Telegram, link is down below to join for free. I posted 8 hours ago that XRP is doing some phenomenal stuff, which is a retest to prior resistance turning into supports, a very nice daily candle, shooting star reversal candle, an inverse shooting star, and a break of a 4-day falling wedge. We talked about that pattern many times with Jay Spizzle Crypto over the course of a few weeks on our daily crypto live streams. But I wanted to reiterate on the Crypto Kids Telegram that I'm buying here. And in just 2 hours alone, it went up by 7% and actually ended the day with the highest point in the wick. So the day is not ended, but it got up to 21%, $1.34. Phenomenal. So congrats to the Crypto Kids in the Telegram community. I'm not a big fan of XRP as a project, but when there's money to be made, then yeah, I like to trade. I don't like to date my cryptocurrencies. Perhaps aside from Bitcoin, we'll talk about Solana and Ethereum in this update. Also, if you like what you hear, please do me a favor and destroy the like button. I want to apologize. I've got some allergies, and that's why I've got a headache and my sinuses are blocked. So if my voice is a little fuzzy, that's the reason. I apologize. But destroying the like button, I promise you, will make me feel better. If you're looking for a place to be trading Bitcoin and cryptocurrencies, we've got a link in the description to Weeks and Bybit, where you can get phenomenal bonuses as a crypto kid. Okay, let's kick things off with the prior analysis that we had shared in the course of 2, 3, 4, 5, even 6 weeks. So Bitcoin traded in a very boring range from the first week of June up until the third week of August. I wanted to maintain scalp long positions in the event that Bitcoin reached the 200-day moving average. My time-based view was that we would get to the 200 daily moving average by the end of July, but I pivoted that into the second week of August because if you notice in 2022, Bitcoin was still rallying up until the second week of August before capitulating to the downside. So I just had a hedge scalp trade on Levex. I also had some trades open on Pionex and even BTCC, which the Levex one, I wanted to try a small scalp short of the 200 daily moving average. I put my stop loss to 69.9K. I ended up stopping the trade, but in total profits when you account for the previous long, and I've got these long positions open. Nothing too major. This one's up 53%, Hyperliquid up 72%, and my Ethereum long is up 154%. Nothing too major, right? Because I want to enter in a $500,000 trade. My plan was to do that in October or September of this year, so in 1.5 to 1 month's time. But Bitcoin is breaking out prematurely. And it begs the question, okay, is this a trap? Are more people abandoning the four-year cycle than calling it the bull market beginning? What's going on? I know it's so confusing. Here is my two Satoshis on it, and here is what CryptoKid is doing. If the daily candle in 4.5 hours does indeed breach over the purple line, then the statistics of Q4 capitulation come down. It will still be my plan A scenario because I can't base my entire thesis off one single indicator, although it is a powerful indicator. The probabilities of a Q4 capitulation will reduce. That is true. And because it looks like Bitcoin will be over $69,000 by tomorrow morning, although you never know, I'm going to keep the scalp long positions that I have. I've been accumulating a bunch of Bitcoin spots in my personal HODL portfolio. I'm obviously not selling from there. And the $500,000 position, well, tomorrow morning when I wake up, I want to assess. And depending on how the candle looks like, I will do an initial entry of that position and show you here on the Crypto Kid channel. It's all dependent on that daily candle. It won't be the full trades because I want to wait for October to see where we're at. 60 greed. We hit 60 greed today. In 2018, when we retested our 200 daily moving average following an inverse head and shoulder, got an inverse head and shoulder, retested 200 daily moving average, we also got up to 60 greed. So there are many similarities. Profit and loss. We checked out others on yesterday's upload. Supply in loss. Let's take a look at the supply and loss. In 2022, in our mid-summer rally, in that run, the total supply and loss shifted from over 50 down to 37.42. Look at what we're doing now. In our summer rally, we shifted from 51 to 37. So that's even similar. We've got a bunch of others, but again, we jumped into those details on the prior upload, so I don't want to bore you with the same TA. But in short, there's a balance between, okay, 4-year cycles are broken and the bull market is beginning. The skew is still in favor of 4-year cyclicality, but if the 200 daily moving average is broken, then I'm going to be in some sort of long. Okay, I want to be in the market. I'm already in the market with small positions, but I want to be in the market more. Why? Well, if you had just longed the 200 daily moving average and kept it in the last cycle, you would have been up, what, 400, 500%. In 2019, you would have been up over 1,000% in profit. So why not just be in that long? And if we correct, sure, I'll keep the leverage low and I'll add in whatever the price is doing in Q4 of this year. I think we can agree that this is, a sensible strategy. I thought about it a lot. So I don't think there's anything to overcomplicate. I don't think there's anything to FOMO about. I've got my spot positions. I'm already in Bitcoin through spot. I have some small long positions, and I'll jump in based off of the daily candle closure to a bit more of a long. And if Bitcoin reverses, fine, no problem. I'll add more depending on what the price is doing this Q4. So that's it for my Bitcoin TA. When we jump into XRP, we shared two critical charts. One was the falling wedge pattern. Secondly, it was a retest of a bullish pennant on the monthly time frame, resistance being turned into support. Very, very powerful. We shared on the Crypto Kids Telegram, up by 7% in 2 hours and up over 10-15% in the hours after that. We've corrected from 1.34 because we went bananas to 1.22. I'm going to keep my XRP. I bought some. If Bitcoin capitulates, then so will XRP, and I'm just prepared for that. I've made my peace with it. If Bitcoin doesn't capitulate, then this thing will likely rally. The first level of resistance kicks in at 1.65. This line is slanted, so it's annoying me. But the resistance will kick in at $1.74. I'll take some profits there. In the meantime, I'll hang on to my XRP. I'm not too bothered. Solana, we talked about it with Isaac Crypto. 9 red candles on the monthly, never seen before with an MRI buy. I've got Sol, I've got a bot, which has been accumulating Solana at lower prices, so I'll maintain that. If we can close on the monthly above the 200 daily moving average, then that will be amazing. It had started the bull market in the previous cycle, and it can perhaps start the bull market in this cycle also. Same law applies with my XRP holdings. I'm okay if Solana capitulates to $30. I've put in money that I'm okay with risking and losing, but if we do fall, I'll just buy up more Sol. Finally, Ethereum had the same falling wedge. We said that once we break above its resistance, Ethereum will explode. Explosion did we do? My target was $2,400. And if we take a look at Ethereum, we're situated at 2,329. I actually do have a long position on Ethereum that I forgot about. I'm keeping my spot. I bought a lot spot during the recent lows. I will do a take profit at $2,400, but not all of it. I'll just by profit amount. Is this how you do it? No, I'll do by price. Take profit, $2,400. And you know what? I'll jump out of this trade at 2.4 and then we can reopen a trade if necessary. No problem. I want to keep my take profit and put my money where my mouth was. Okay, Ethereum done, XRP done, Bitcoin done. Any news that resulted in Bitcoin's recent price move? Well, the treasuries was like that was the biggest news. America has 40 trillion in debt officially, with 9.5 trillion to refinance with absolutely no customers to do so. And to prevent America from going bankrupt, well, they're going to print more money to buy up their own debts. Printing money causes the dollar to lose value, pushing Bitcoin higher. That was news number one for prices going up. We had the biggest short squeeze in Binance history. When short positions are in trouble, you are forced to buy back Bitcoin, and speculative traders drive the prices higher. So that was news number two. Let's all worry about the 200 daily moving average and pray that we close above in 4 hours' time, and an update will drop tomorrow morning. Take care, everyone, and as always, bye bye.